South African politics have always been racial and they will always be racial. So one thing I don't like and I don't understand is that every time a black person tries to support black or tries to promote black or support the black political party, I have to be called a racist. Why do I have to be called a racist for being pro-black? Why do I have to be called a racist, for believing in black struggle and black leaders? Why should I have to be called racist? Why should I be convinced or try to be convinced that if a black political party was to get into power, the country will fall? Why? Nah, I won't buy it. I will continue supporting a black political party. I will continue supporting a black man. I will continue promoting a black political party and black leadership and black leaders because I'm black and that's what we need. I'm not racist. I don't walk around hating white people or abusing white people or being violent to white people. I'm actually nice to everyone. I'm more inclusive than people who are calling me inclusive. Because I get to meet white people every day, and be nice to them and they be nice to me because they realize I'm nice, I'm a nice person, It doesn't even have to get to a point whereby we end up being like racist towards each other. But what I'm speaking about, it's like this notion and it's all over the social media, As soon as you see like people rallying around or supporting a black political party or saying something that is pro-black, that is black conscious, or speaking about black heroes, black leaders that came from the past and the struggle they were fighting, we have to be called, you are racist. Why are you mentioning those people? Hey, racism, this and this and this. No, it's not. It's just being aware of what has happened to us. It's just being aware of what has happened to our leaders in the past. It's also being aware of where the struggle politically was and economically was in the past. So we have to always look in the past to formulate a proper tomorrow, today. So today we're looking in the past to make decisions and strategies for tomorrow. So without the past, we don't know where we come from. Without the past, we don't know what was happening. Without the past, we don't know what has happened. Without the past, you can't draw strength today. Without the past, because you have to look back then of the people who came before you. How brave were they? What language were they speaking politically? How were they challenging the establishment? How were they fighting? What were they doing wrong that we can try to improve and do right today? So politics have always been about race. It's always been racial, It's always been about black and white, and that will never change. That's one thing black South African people should understand. South African politics will never be anything else besides being black versus white. Yeah, that language might not be popular because it can bring racism, within the conversation. But that's how it is systematically, whether you like it or not. That's how it is. That's why you find white people not voting for black political parties. That's why you find white people only voting for white political parties. And I'll give you an example, to prove that it's always been racial. When the DA was in power, the past elections, when the past election, when the DA was contesting for the election, Musi Maimane was the leader of the DA. He was the president. It was blackface, black representation. What happened to the numbers of the DA? They dropped because the leader was black. So white people didn't want to vote for the DA because the leader was black representative. Guess where they went and voted for? They went and voted for the Freedom Front, the FF+. Look now, John Steenhuisen is back into power. What happened to the vote of the DA? They went rushing and voted for the DA. That's why when you look between 2014 elections and this 2024 election, the numbers of the DA haven't dropped or went up. They are average because those white people who didn't vote in between when a black leader, a black president for that organization was in power, they didn't vote. So now that is John Steenhuisen, they went back and voted because it's a white leader. So for them, it's still racial. They haven't forgotten the struggle. They haven't forgotten the history. They haven't forgotten where they come from and where they are trying to go and what they are trying to achieve, So it's always been racial. You can never take it out. You can never take the race away from politics. You can't. You can't take it away. You can't call people racist because they are voting for a white political party because they are white. They're white. Let them vote for a white political party. You also can't call black people racist because they're voting and supporting black leaders. You can't. You know, it's how it is. It's politics. You see? And stop preaching inclusivity. Stop preaching unity so much. Because it's only black people who are speaking a language of unity and inclusivity. I've never heard white people speak about unity, inclusivity, equality. They don't.